Are you tired of games that promise non-stop action but leave you button mashing in boredom? Do you crave that adrenaline rush and the thrill of slicing through hordes of enemies with style and skill? Well, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into the best hack-and-slash games that will keep your heart pounding and your fingers glued to the controller. Before we jump into the video, if you love discovering games that keep you on the edge of your seat and want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps me grow and motivates me to bring you even more in-depth gaming guides, reviews, and recommendations. Thank you, and without further ado, let's get into the video. X-Men Origins Wolverine is a brutal, action-packed game that fully captures Logan's fierce and savage nature. Set before the X-Men films, it takes players deep into Wolverine's violent past, letting you unleash his full fury like never before. The combat is simple yet incredibly satisfying, with powerful light and heavy attacks, quick lunges, and special rage abilities that make every fight intense and exciting. Fans will enjoy unlocking classic Wolverine costumes, including the iconic yellow and blue suit and the X-Force armor, through fun and challenging arena battles. The upgrade system adds depth, allowing you to improve your claws, damage, and special moves as you progress, making Wolverine feel stronger and deadlier. Visually, the game impresses with gritty graphics and detailed gore effects, delivering a raw and immersive atmosphere. With non-stop action, smooth combat mechanics, and faithful character design, X-Men Origins Wolverine offers a thrilling, blood-soaked adventure that any fan of Wolverine or action games will love. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is a prequel to Breath of the Wild. Set during the Great Calamity, while it uses the hack-and-slash combat of Dynasty warriors, it captures much of the heart and charm of Zelda's world. This game drops the slow, open-world exploration for intense 1 vs 1,000 battles where you can wipe out entire waves of enemies with stylish combos and powerful special moves. The game's combat is the main highlight. Each character has a distinct feel. Impa creates clones, Verbosa dances with lightning, and Mipha swims through the battlefield. Link offers variety with different weapon types. All characters use Sheikah runes in creative ways, and elemental interactions from Breath of the Wild return. The combat is accessible and often guides the player through rune usage. Dodging at the right time triggers satisfying flurry rushes. Despite some weak storytelling and excessive hand-holding, Age of Calamity is filled with references, mechanics, and surprises that fans of Breath of the Wild will enjoy. It celebrates the original while delivering fast-paced, action-packed gameplay.
We are now in control here. Keep up this momentum, and we will take Sushui Gate.
Unlike the last game, Dynasty Warriors 9, which left many fans disappointed, Origins feels like a complete refresh. It takes the best elements from past Dynasty Warriors games like intense one-on-one duels and deeper tactical choices and brings them back in a smarter, more focused way. Even the flaws from older titles have been reworked and reimagined. All these pieces have come together to create something special. It finally feels like the series is back on track. If this becomes the foundation for future games, then there is a lot to look forward to. Surprisingly, you do not play as a famous hero here. Instead, you are a nameless wanderer who walks through the chaos of war. This change works beautifully. The game finds a great balance between classic hack-and-slash action and meaningful storytelling. All the key figures from the era are here, and the story builds around them in exciting ways. Charging into battle and cutting down waves of enemies still feels as satisfying as ever, but now there is more weight behind every fight. In my opinion, this is exactly what the Dynasty Warriors series needed. After the misstep of Dynasty Warriors 9, this game brings the heart of the series back to life. It is not just a game for hardcore fans. It is for anyone who wants to experience an exciting part of Chinese history, whether you are new to the series or a longtime follower. Asura's Wrath is unlike any game you've played before, blending the intensity of a living anime with interactive action. The story spans 12,000 years following Asura, a betrayed demigod fueled by rage who returns to punish the gods responsible for his suffering. The game's combat mechanics, though limited in actual playtime, shine during the rare moments you control Asura. Combat revolves around light and heavy attacks that adapt to the context with satisfying counters and brutal finishing moves for each enemy type. The core goal is to build up Asura's rage, unleashing a powerful burst mode that triggers cinematic QuickTime events advancing the story. Although much of the game is cinematic, the combat sequences feel impactful and perfectly match the theme of overwhelming fury and destruction. The fluidity of attacks and the integration of counters create a satisfying rhythm, making these bursts of gameplay thrilling. However, the game's short length and heavy reliance on cutscenes limit its replay value, and the repetition in enemies and bosses can feel tiresome. Still, when Asura's Wrath lets you take control, it delivers moments of pure, explosive action that capture the raw power and emotion at the heart of the story. It's a wild ride that dares to push the boundaries between game and anime in a way few others have attempted. From the moment I started playing Astral Chain, it quickly became clear that it was unlike anything I had experienced before. Controlling two characters at the same time through combat, platforming, and puzzles might sound complicated, but surprisingly, it felt natural after just a short while. The way the game lets you switch between the two characters and combine their abilities creates a unique flow that keeps you engaged and constantly thinking. The combat stands out because it focuses on timing and rhythm instead of complicated combos or button mashing. Each battle feels smooth and cinematic, almost like watching a carefully choreographed action scene unfold. I never got bored of the fights as they always demanded attention and skill. While the game is not an open-world game, it offers large, detailed areas to explore that are filled with secrets and collectibles. As you gain new abilities, you are encouraged to revisit these areas, uncovering more hidden content and challenges. This design adds great replay value and rewards players who enjoy exploring every corner. It is an unforgettable adventure that I highly recommend to all gamers looking for something fresh and exciting. Soulstice felt like it appeared out of nowhere. There was no flashy marketing campaign or buzz on social media. It was just a quiet release that somehow slipped under the radar. Even after it launched, I rarely saw anyone talking about it, which is a real shame because this game is one of those hidden gems that deserves so much more attention. I am genuinely glad I stumbled onto it by chance, and I hope more players get to experience what it has to offer. Speaking of combat, this is where Soulstice truly shines. The controls feel tight and responsive, blending the need for quick reflexes with strategic thinking. You will juggle switching entropy fields, wield a variety of weapons, and master dodge and block mechanics. Some enemies demand precise timing with blocks, but even if you miss, there is usually time to roll away and recover. The game rewards you for chaining combos and avoiding damage, not just with points or faster leveling, but with thrilling moments like facing off against a powered-up version of yourself mid-fight. The combat is challenging but immensely satisfying, and I found myself eager to dive back in again and again.
She is my life, my sister.
When a game series says it's releasing its final chapter, fans rarely believe it, and for good reason. Just like Friday the 13th or Star Trek, if there's still demand, there's always another entry. Capcom's Onimusha series is no different, but rather than feel like a forced encore, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams delivers an epic return that might just be the franchise's best performance yet. The game introduces 5 unique playable characters, each with their own weapons, fighting styles, and abilities. Switching between them in real time adds a tactical layer to every fight. Some characters are swift and nimble, perfect for tight spaces and fast combos. Others hit hard, cleaving through enemies with brutal strength. And thanks to a dual upgrade system, one for weapons and one for skills, you can shape your warrior to fit your playstyle. Puzzles, platforming, and stage-specific abilities force you to think beyond button mashing. Each area is designed to highlight your team's strengths, encouraging experimentation and smart switching. While lesser enemies may lack intelligence, boss battles are intense, challenging, and memorable. Onimusha Dawn of Dreams turns every fight into an experience worth savoring. Heavenly Sword shines with its stunning visuals, top-notch presentation, and fluid cinematic experience. The motion capture is exceptionally well done, bringing characters to life through expressive facial animations and believable performances. Voice acting is strong across the board, adding emotional weight to the story and characters. The game's production values rival the best in the industry, creating an immersive and engaging atmosphere from start to finish. The combat system is one of the game's biggest strengths. It features 3 distinct stances: speed, ranged, and power. Each offers unique moves and tactics. Switching between stances mid-combo allows for creative and visually impressive attacks. The system encourages players to adapt their strategy depending on the type and number of enemies. The speed stance is ideal for balanced combat. The range stance helps with crowd control. The power stance delivers heavy, devastating blows. Combos are easy to execute, but mastering the stance system adds depth and variety. Boss battles with their pattern-based mechanics also stand out as highlights, requiring timing and strategy. Overall, Heavenly Sword offers a satisfying and stylish combat experience that complements its cinematic presentation beautifully. Path of Exile 2 might be the best early access game I've played, not just because I loved the first game. What stands out is how complete and polished it feels even at this stage. It's rare for an early access title to rival full releases in content and quality. That speaks volumes about the dedication and talent of Grinding Gear Games in building their worlds. Now, if you're someone who loves the fast-paced action of games like Path of Exile 1 or Last Epoch, this might catch you off guard. It's a different kind of beast altogether. The pace here is slower, more methodical. You really have to think and engage with your skills in new ways. But don't be mistaken, as you progress into the late game, things do pick up and get a bit more frantic, adding an exciting layer of intensity. What really stands out to me is the combat. The gameplay feels tight, satisfying, and easily one of the best in the ARPG genre. I have no doubt that Grinding Gear Games will continue to refine and expand this world with new classes, more endgame activities, and a deeper variety of active gems. Having spent years with Path of Exile 1, I trust Grinding Gear Games to pour the same passion and care into this game, because unlike some games where you're just mindlessly hitting a single button, here you'll be strategizing, interacting, and truly mastering your abilities.
I'm not ready!
Imagine stepping back into the world of Prince of Persia, but this time everything feels bolder, darker, and more thrilling. Warrior Within took the beloved action-adventure formula and reinvented it, bringing a fresh combat system that lets you fight with unparalleled freedom. You're not just limited to one weapon, you can wield 2 at once, crafting combos that flow seamlessly. The adventure stretches out for 12 to 14 hours, inviting you deeper into a complex, mature story that explores darker themes and a grittier side of the prince's journey. The game's level design breaks away from linear paths, offering open spaces where you decide the order of your objectives. Exploration is richly rewarded with hidden treasures and upgrades tucked away for those willing to venture off the beaten path. Visually, the game captivates with smooth, fluid animations that bring the prince's acrobatics to life, while stunning architecture and detailed design pull you deeper into this immersive world. Even the voice acting shines, giving the prince a rugged, tough guy edge that fits perfectly with the game's darker tone. Dante's Inferno is a dark, action-packed game inspired by Dante Alighieri's epic poem, The Divine Comedy, focusing on the first part, Inferno. Developed by Visceral Games, it reimagines Dante as a crusader who journeys through the 9 circles of hell to rescue his murdered wife Beatrice from Lucifer's grasp. Rather than a literal retelling, the game uses the poem's themes and imagery to craft a mature, brutal hack-and-slash experience. Gameplay centers around fast-paced combat using Dante's massive scythe and a crucifix for ranged attacks combined with magic abilities. The combat feels familiar and responsive, similar to titles like God of War with 2 skill trees, holy and unholy, offering different abilities based on how you deal with enemies. Boss battles are impressive and creative, but the game can be frustrating with some clunky mechanics and camera issues, especially during platforming. Visually, the game shines with its disturbing depiction of hell's horrific environments and demons. The sound design and orchestral soundtrack deepen the immersive religious atmosphere. However, the story is confusing and only becomes clear near the end. Overall, Dante's Inferno starts strong but grows repetitive, making it a decent but flawed experience suited for fans of the genre or those interested in its unique setting. Darksiders 2 is not just a sequel, it is a bold step forward that refines and expands on everything the first game introduced while standing strong, even years after its release. Set parallel to the events of Darksiders 1, this time you step into the role of Death, one of the 4 horsemen who steps out on a desperate mission to clear his brother War's name by resurrecting the lost kingdom of man. The journey takes him across haunting realms and strange worlds filled with brutal enemies and challenging platforming sequences. Where the first game had weighty and deliberate combat, Darksiders 2 increases the speed. Death moves with grace and fury, especially when wielding his iconic twin scythes. Heavy weapons like 2-handed maces still offer a satisfying punch, but it is the fluid and fast-paced scythe combos that steal the show. These often end with a glimpse of his terrifying Reaper form. The sequel also introduces deep RPG mechanics. With skill trees to invest in, Death can unlock powerful abilities like a damage-dealing shield or summon ghouls to assist him in battle. These additions enhance gameplay variety and give players the tools to face any challenge the world presents. When Persona 5 Strikers was first revealed, I had my doubts. A Persona title mixed with Musou-style gameplay sounded like a strange pairing. I expected something shallow, a mindless button masher, where you just cut through waves of enemies with little thought or story. But the moment I jumped in, all of that doubt vanished. To my surprise, this game captured the heart of Persona in a way I didn't think possible. The beloved characters are back and as charming as ever. The storytelling is sharp and emotional, the world is vibrant and exciting, and the music is absolutely electric. One moment you are laughing with your friends over ramen, and the next you are diving into massive, beautifully crafted dungeons that feel alive and unique. Strikers does not play like a typical spin-off. It feels like a true sequel to Persona 5, with the only major change being its real-time combat, which actually feels closer to the recent Final Fantasy titles than traditional Musou. After nearly 100 hours in full completion, I can say without hesitation that this game is absolutely worth your time.
Leave it to me! Summoning! Go!
His stamina is running low! He needs to recharge!
Say goodbye!
Diablo 2 is a world you can truly get lost in for days, sometimes yelling a colorful dictionary of swear words along the way. For its time, it mailed so many elements brilliantly. The characters look great, the variety of demonic foes is impressive, and the world itself is a visual feast. The skill builds in combat for each character feel solid and keep you engaged, even though I've only tried 3 out of the many classes available. Boss fights are intense, frustrating yet incredibly rewarding, adding a real edge to the experience. The story is well written and captivating with cool cinematic cutscenes sprinkled between stages that keep the momentum going. Now the challenge is real, especially for someone like me who's a bit of a noob. I struggled a lot, barely getting past the early stages with my sorceress and necromancer, and even with the druid from the expansion, I couldn't defeat Diablo himself. The difficulty could make you swear, but that only made victory sweeter. Despite the frustration, this game remains an unforgettable, challenging experience and a strong recommendation if you want to try a classic that still holds up today. God of War 3 is an outstanding action-adventure game filled with thrilling battles, engaging puzzles, and a captivating storyline that keeps you hooked from start to finish. Developed by Santa Monica Studio and released in 2010, it is the third installment in the popular God of War series and is often regarded as the best of them all. The gameplay in God of War 3 is among the finest you'll find in any action game. The combat system is intuitive and satisfying, offering a variety of weapons and abilities at your disposal. Kratos wields iconic weapons such as the Blades of Exile, the Nanian Cestus, and the Bow of Apollo, each featuring unique moves and combos. The puzzles are equally well-designed, challenging you to use both your wits and skills to overcome the game's many obstacles. In conclusion, God of War 3 is an incredible experience that every fan of action and adventure games should try. Its engaging story, exhilarating combat, and stunning visuals make it one of the standout titles of its generation. Even if you're new to the series, God of War 3 is worth playing for its sheer quality and entertainment value. It's a true masterpiece that deserves all the praise it has received over the years. Supergiant Games proves once again that a small team can deliver a massive impact. With Hades, they crafted a game built on a solid foundation, and then layered it with intricate details that bring the world to life. The result is nothing short of extraordinary. From the moment you dive in, Hades offers gameplay that is clear, direct, and challenging in all the right ways. Dying repeatedly, as is classic for roguelikes, feels rewarding and pushes you to learn and improve with every run. Combat is flashy and satisfying, while the upgrade system keeps you genuinely excited to discover new weapons and abilities, not just for completion, but for the pure joy of exploring what the game has to offer. But Hades shines beyond gameplay. Its world is vibrant, brought alive through hours of beautifully written dialogue full of character and relevance. The voice actors add depth and emotion, making every interaction memorable. The music perfectly captures the intensity and reflective moments, adding to the immersive experience. In the end, Hades is more than a game. It is a heartfelt masterpiece from a team who cares deeply about their craft and reminds us what passion and dedication can create, a true love letter to players everywhere. There are games that fade with time, and then there are legends. Ninja Gaiden Black is one of those rare legends, which is a game that didn't just survive the test of time. Released over 20 years ago, this was more than just another action title. It introduced a combat system so fluid and brutally precise that no other game has truly come close. The only exception might be its own sequel, Ninja Gaiden 2. Every other hack-and-slash game since feels like a pale imitation. Ninja Gaiden wasn't about mashing buttons or falling into mindless repetition. It demanded skill. It challenged you to master its combos, to study its enemies, and to adapt or be defeated. This is not the cinematic autoplay style of the Batman games. It is not the slow and heady combat of Dark Souls. This is tight, responsive gameplay where every action matters. Every slash, dodge, and strike is completely under your control, and every mistake is yours to own. When Ninja Gaiden Black first launched, its visuals were stunning. Even today, more than a decade later, it still holds up. The lighting, the atmosphere, the level design, it all still looks incredible. It is hard to believe this game is that old when it still feels and looks so good. Other action games may come and go, but Ninja Gaiden Black set a standard that few have even tried to reach. It remains a true masterpiece of the genre. Back in 2013, an unexpected twist in the Metal Gear universe gave us one of the most underrated action games I've ever played, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. This game was developed by the Action Masters at Platinum Games, the same team behind Bayonetta and Nier Automata. Interestingly, it all started as an idea from Hideo Kojima himself. Originally, Revengeance was being developed by Kojima Productions. Their goal was to create a spin-off focused on Raiden, the sword-wielding cyborg ninja from Metal Gear Solid 2 and 4. However, as development progressed, Kojima and his team struggled with the swordplay mechanics. Instead of canceling the project, Kojima made a bold choice. He handed it over to Platinum Games, who specialize in fast, fluid, and stylish combat. The final product was completely different from the stealth gameplay we usually expect from Metal Gear Solid. This game focused on high-speed action, intense combat, and slicing through enemies with precision, and it turned out to be fantastic. You know what really gets me? It's that Konami and Platinum Games haven't revisited this game yet. The blade mode system, where you can slow down time and make those precise cuts, still feels incredibly innovative and thrilling. And the best part is, both Kojima and Platinum have expressed interest in coming back to the series. Nothing's been officially announced just yet, but I'm staying optimistic. Fingers crossed that we'll see something soon.
Bullseye!
15 years after its release, Bayonetta still holds up as a phenomenal game and shows little sign of aging in terms of gameplay. The story is wacky and over the top. Bayonetta herself is sassy, sexy, and charming, and all the characters in the storyline are unique and memorable. Each character's personality is pretty extreme and exaggerated, designed to make you laugh, have fun, and get ready for a wild ride. The main focus of the game is mastering the combat system. It's easy to get started, but very difficult to master. This is a tough game, and you will die a lot. However, after spending some time learning the nuances and enemy patterns, it becomes pure joy to play. The combat is extremely fluid, responsive, and satisfying. This game is seriously challenging. Timing your dodges perfectly to activate witch time, the game's slow motion mechanic, is absolutely essential. Enemy attack cues are fast and aggressive, so certain encounters can quickly overwhelm you. Speaking of enemies, their design is fantastic. The concept of fighting monstrosities that come from heaven rather than the usual hellish foes common in games like this is a fresh and interesting twist.
I get it.
Devil May Cry 5 is a great return to the series after 11 years. The game is short, like the others taking about 9 to 12 hours to finish, but those hours are full of exciting experiences that fans have waited for a long time, and it is worth it. The game keeps the usual style but adds new features for the characters and different ways to play. Each main character fights enemies in their own way, which keeps the game fun even after finishing it. This might be the best Devil May Cry game so far. In the game, you can play as 3 characters and each one has special powers and ways to fight. Nero is the standard fighter with simple and complex combos and many tools called Devil Breakers. V is quieter and fights by controlling enemies from a distance, moving slowly and planning before attacking. Dante is very fast, wild, and powerful. He has many weapons and moves, allowing for amazing combos. The gameplay is smooth with lots of combos and chances to get better, like reaching the top SSS rank or beating tough parts. Getting good at the game is fun and makes the experience better. The story answers many questions fans had for years, and the music fits the game well. I believe this is the best game in the series and a must-have for anyone who loves gaming. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the best hack-and-slash games out there. If you found a new favorite or discovered a game you want to try, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts and recommendations. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome gaming content coming your way. Until next time, happy gaming. See you in the next video.